Today I'll show you how our flight from Panama City, Panama to Newark, New Jersey on United First Class wasn't completely boring. At the conclusion of our trip to Panama City, Panama, United had our route going back through Newark. The flight was on a Boeing 737, but not the kind I was supposed to be worried about. Nor was I worried about it. Even though it was an international flight, first class, where we were sitting, was essentially the same as domestic first class. A little more legroom, bigger seat. I feel like I've seen United's safety information video quite a number of times by now, but it's always good to be reminded how a seatbelt works.
It's important to have your seatbelt on at all times. To fasten your seatbelt, slide the metal end into the buckle.
We pushed back on time.
From all of us, thank you and enjoy your flight.
It was time to taxi to the runway. And taxi to the runway. And continue to taxi to the runway. So let's take a quick look around at my seat. Though not the most modern equipment, it was very comfortable. In fact, this was the very same seat and the very same amenities that I had received on domestic first class last year. And we're taxiing to the runway. This bird stayed out of our way. I regret I don't know what kind it is. And then it was our turn to stay out of the way. As the hub for Copa Airlines, Tucumán Airport is actually very busy. We only had to wait for a couple of planes to land, and I had a great view of them. Then it was our turn. Here comes the takeoff. Once airborne, we were heading north back to the Caribbean and eventually to the United States. I spent a little time trying to figure out exactly which towns we were flying over, but I don't think I was successful enough to post it here. If you know, give it a shot. Before too long, we saw the coastline that showed that we were again over water. If you like clouds and the beautiful Caribbean Sea, like I do, then these were great views. After not too long at all, it was time to eat something. I'm never exactly sure what domestic first class or even this type of international first class will involve, but we did get the hot towel. And we did get the vintage in-flight entertainment. Warm nuts, Coca-Cola, and a map to trace our progress. I was all set. But wait, there's more. The meal was actually pretty good. I said, pretty good. It was at this point I should have been able to figure out what was about to happen, but I looked down and I couldn't tell where we were. There was land. We were over Cuba. I could see Cuba. For somebody my age, Cuba is kind of a mystery. It's not a place you get to go. It's a place that we're afraid of in some respects. This was kind of fun. So I don't really count this as visiting Cuba or even seeing Cuba, but quite a view. North of Cuba and south of the Bahamas, the water was indeed turquoise. Meanwhile, inside the plane, the rather old in-flight entertainment system was actually showing me a soccer match. Briefly. I knew we were flying over the United States, but you couldn't tell by looking out the window. It was solid cloud cover. It cleared up for a while over Virginia, but it also got very turbulent. It put us in a short holding pattern, and then it was cloudy again. And then it was cloudy and bumpy again. It was about here that I realized there wasn't going to be much more to see out the window. Time to land in Newark if we can find it. Of course we found it. Take a look. But we had flown back into a very rainy, very dreary day. Back about what I liked best on this flight, I sound very simple. I liked the views out the window, I liked the takeoff, I liked the blue water, I liked flying over Cuba, and I liked the rain. Okay, there's my summary. Hope you'll see me in the next video.